Hello, this is Patty at Cabin Fever Soaps and Essentials. Today we are going to make Moroccan Beldi soap. In other words, it's the black soap that is very, very famous for them using in the bathhouses over in Morocco and other places, but for cleansing. And it's made with black olives and olive oil, and then you could put shea butter or any other type of super fat on it. I'm going to try to talk, being a hillbilly, I'm going to try to talk as fast as I can so that I can get the space to put this on as we make the soap. The soap is made like you would any liquid soap. There are differences, and I'll explain as the video goes on about the making part. It is not a soap for cleansing. It is a soap for conditioning. And to my other soaper family out there, they would understand when you're using a soap calculator. You will look at the hardness, cleansing, conditioning, bubbly, and creamy. Well, this has 0 cleansing and it has 0 bubbles. It's not for a cleansing soap. It is to use to soften up, condition the skin, so that when you use a mitt that is kind of scratchy, but for exfoliating, to use that, or even just a scrubby or whatever. But the traditional was using a Moroccan mitt, and you put it on your skin after you go through soaking your skin, getting it ready to be conditioning to soften it up, and then when you exfoliate, you are taking all of the dead skin cells off your skin. And you can, if you were so blessed, go to Morocco and go into one of their bathhouses. It's a long process, but there's, steaming, opening up the pores, conditioning, your skin. But when you start using the black soap towards the end, and you put it on, and then you leave it on there on your skin, and then you take the mitt and you scrub your skin, you can really, really see all that dead skin cells be sloughed off. And a lot of people would say it was like having a suntan and you're seeing your suntan come off. I mean, it was just, it's yucky. But the women there, they are gorgeous, they're beautiful, living in a harsh climate. They know what they're doing. So, anyways, I wanted to talk about that part. Now, when you make liquid soap, after you cook it, then you dilute it so that you have liquid soap. The difference of this is that you use the soap paste. That is what is being used. And I have a little bit left over for my daughter and I, and this is what it looks like. This is not all the way full as that, if you can see. But this is ours, so I'm going to use my fingers, and you can see, I can dig in there and see, and it is very soft, and you don't need very much to use it. What I made this for us, of course I'm a history buff, I love history, thanks to my daddy raising me, but we're going to use it on our face. We're going to steam. Let me see if I can get some here. Excuse me for a minute. I shouldn't have stuck my fingers in there, but anyways, we're going to steam our faces. Take boiling water, put it in the bathroom sink basin, and then put a towel over. And we will be steaming our faces, getting it conditioned and whatnot. And then this is how we would apply, you know, this on. It's a little bit different, but it just makes your face feel so well. And then we'll do clays and things like that. And I'll try to do a series on that later. Maybe my daughter will be a guinea pig. But I just wanted to say that I loved making this soap, and I will be making a series of the Beldi soap. The next one will be with argan oil, which I'm telling you, if you did your research and you went over there and you saw how argan oil was made from the Moroccan women, and that's how they make a little bit extra money and whatnot. It is a long process, and it's something that, you know, us Americans just wouldn't do. I love making everything by hand, always have. I've never been, you know, I'd rather be running out in the woods, you know, just doing that stuff. I don't know, I'm not very ladylike. But I don't know too many American women that would go through a process so tedious as these women do. And if you looked at their skin all over the world, they are famous for beautiful skin. So enough said, enough. Talked about the bathhouses, talked about conditioning, not cleansing with this soap. And I hope that you enjoy it. I know a lot of people ask me, it's just a demonstration of products that we make and we sell, and a little bit of education or edumacation. Anyways, my hillbilliness coming out. Just remember this: 95%. I use extra virgin olive oil. I talked about that before. Does not matter what kind of olive oil. I choose that. I love working with it. So 95% olive oil, and then 5% would be my super fat, which this one is avocado oil, and a little bit of eucalyptus, because that is pretty authentic over there. Not enough to overpower you, so if you're going to put it on your face or whatever, but just that little scent in there. The next one I am going to demonstrate will be with the argan oil, and also I will be doing a different way of making the lye solution, and that will be with glycerin, and it's a little different. If you haven't made liquid soap or are a soap maker, it might seem, really hard to do, but for the experienced soap maker out there, it's nothing. And what it does is this took 7 hours and 20 minutes to cook. And usually olive oil, it will take longer if you are making a liquid soap. And anyways, it speeds up the process. So it's worth going through the hassle of using the glycerin to use as the wetting solution to make the lye solution, okay, the wetting base. Okay. Well, I guess enough said. Tomorrow we go on our adventure. One of my favorite things, we're going to go camping. We do roughing it. We, put up a tent. When I was little, we slept out on the ground by the campfire. But we're taking the kiddos while my husband's at work, and we're going to go for 2 nights. And hopefully I can get some fishing in. If not, I'm just going to relax. So everyone enjoy this video. If you have comments or questions, whatever, I will try to answer them. If it's not overnight after this video is uploaded, bear with me. I'm out there having fun, out in the woods. All right, here we go. Let's go soaping. This is Patty at Cabin Fever Soaps and Essentials, and today we are going to make Moroccan Beldi soap. which is a Moroccan black soap, and they use it in the baths over there. And I said a little bit just before this, but we're going to get started. I just wanted to let you know that I saved all of the juice from the black olives, and then I'm going to add my lye, which is potassium hydroxide, not sodium hydroxide, that we usually use for bar soap. Okay, I took the black olives and I added a little bit of the olive oil, and I mashed it up very, very fine, and then I'll be adding that back into it. So, when you add potassium hydroxide to water, it sounds like it's boiling and it makes different noises. So, there's nothing wrong with that. It's pretty normal. And you just want to mix it up. Can you hear it? Yeah. I just add half and then I add the other half to it. Stir it up, make sure that it is all melted or liquefied into the water solution. Okay, now I'm going to let that sit just for a second, and then I'm going to put all of the black olives in here and give it another little buzz. All right. Now, it'll be a little noisy just for a minute. I want to get this incorporated very well. And as I said before, it's 95% extra virgin olive oil, and the 5% is going to be the super fat, and that is avocado oil. So now I'm going to put the lye solution in with the oil. I'm left-handed, so it's going to be kind of hard. But anyways, let me see if I can bring you a little bit closer. Okay, this is what it looks like. I'm freehanding it because I can't get it to fit on there. But that's what just what the oil looks like. Okay. This is a little bit different angle, but I think you can see a little bit better what's going on inside my pot. So I'm only making 3 pounds of this, so I had to be very careful that it doesn't splash up. But I just bring it to trace, which isn't there yet, so we just keep blending it until it does. So I will bring you back once I get to trace. Okay, we are at trace. That's a light trace. If I stick the stick blender in there, and I can see little rings. I don't know if you can see it, but anyways, that is at light trace. I didn't sit here and stick blend it all. I just take it out, so I don't want to burn out my stick blender, and then I just stir it. Old school is that you have to bring it to the applesauce trays, and then it's real thick trays and things like that. If you do it like this, your chances are that it will start separating, and that's okay. That's what liquid soap does. You just give it another little stir, and you just, keep blending it together. You don't have to stand over it. I had this on low. I had 3 settings, and this one's on low because I had the lid off in it, and I wanted to keep it, good and warm to hot. But when I put the lid on it, I put it down on warm. So just periodically stir it. Don't put the lid on it, and you can see that it's still at trace. But at this stage here, it'll probably separate, and all you do is just stir it back in. So it's no big deal. And get to the applesauce, that's where it's trying to separate, and then you just blend it back in. You can use a whisk, whatever you want to. But it'll go through these stages, and when it stays together and it's rather thick, creamy, then you can put the lid on it and put it down low. I'll bring you back. Okay, this is a very, thicker tray, as you can see. And pretty soon it's going to start the applesauce. I can see it on the side. I don't think you can. But this is the time I am going to put in my super fat, which is avocado oil.
What?
Sometimes when you're making liquid soap, you put the super fat pretty much towards the end. And if you're using milk or something, then you would put it in about this stage here. Starting with the applesauce, then it will get really, really thick, and I will bring you back to that. Can you see the sides? Let me see. You can see where it's starting to do the applesauce stage. That means it's separating again, and then once I buzz this, it's going to start turning really, really thick, and then we can quit doing this and start timing it, and every 30 minutes, usually 15 minutes first, then I'll come back and stir it, and then intervals of 30 minutes, and it will take about 5.5 to anywhere between 5.5 to 7 hours. It just depends. So, applesauce stage. Let me give it a buzz and I will bring you back. Okay, we're past the applesauce stage. Now this is the thick pudding, and it's almost ready to put the lid on. You can see it, but it's thick pudding. Okay, you seeing how thick it is? I switched to this big whisk because once it gets to this stage and past it, it is just gonna be very, very hard to use your stick blender and getting it clean and all that kind of stuff. So just keep stirring it. You don't have to stand over it. Like I said, if it separates, just stir it back in together. And this part will go really fast. It'll get to where you can't even stir it too well. And then just put on the lid and let it cook for about 15 minutes and come back and see how it's doing and stir it. And then you're on your countdown. Well, normally when I'm making liquid soap, I do the dual lye process, which is using both lyes, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. It makes a thicker base, and it goes really fast. when you're making it. And also, the next time I make this, I'm going to do a series on it. I'm going to use argan oil for the super fat, but also I am going to use glycerin to put as my to make my lye solution, and I will show you that process. Then when you use the glycerin base lye solution, this goes by real fast. You still have to cook it, but just everything is speedy process. But it's a tedious way to do it, but if you aren't new at making liquid soap and whatnot, it's no biggie. So, see how this is? I'm getting ready to put the lid on it, and then I'll stir it in 15 minutes. And of course Danny's in the background. I'm watching him while the girls are at the dentist. Alrighty. See the mashed potatoes stage? I'm going to take this out. And I'm going to show you. See? Isn't that nice and thick? Yeah. Alright, it's time for the lid. Okay, this is 5 minutes. I don't know if you can see in there too well, but I just make sure that it's all together, which it is. And I just go around the edges, kind of push it in the middle. And I just wanted to see for 5 minutes if there was any separation, which there isn't. So, I will check it every 30 minutes, but I won't bring you back until the end part and show you how I check it and what it looks like. Hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I will talk to you in about 5 hours, maybe 7, you never know. Say goodbye, Danny.
Goodbye.
Alright, thank you. Let's see, how do we... Hello, this is Patty. We're on the last stages, and it didn't take 5.5 hours. It took 7 hours and about 20 minutes. So, let's look at this, and I wanted to show you how I check it. See how translucent it looks. If you can see it. That's a good picture of it. Now I'm going to take just a little bit of this, but I'm going to stir it up really good to make sure that it passed the test. And how I'm going to test it is we will put a little bit on a paper towel. This is phenylethalin. I can't say it properly, so we call it phenol. There it is. This stuff is very, very dangerous, so don't touch nothing with it. I put it on a little paper towel, and then we just put a little drop on it. So, let me get a little piece. Doesn't take very much. And I'm doing this free-handed, so I hope. Get off in there. Alright, let me pause. I want to get that off in there. This is ridiculous, but my little sidekick isn't with me. Hang on. Okay. Got a little bit on the napkin. Now I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to put a little drop. Just that much. And we're going to look at it. And let me see if I can get down in there. Now, if it wasn't ready, you would see pink around on the white paper towel around it. And as you can see, it is clear. So it is finished. So, anyways, that is done, and all we have to do is cool it down and package it. But with this one, I am going to add a little bit of eucalyptus oil into it. Not very much, but just enough. That's pretty authentic for the black soap. So that's what we're going to do. And then the next time when we make it, we will make half and half, or just leave out the eucalyptus altogether. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, and if you have any questions, comment, and I will try to answer all of the questions that you post. And in the meanwhile, everyone have a beautiful, blessed night. And I hope that we don't get storms. We're supposed to leave Wednesday for a 2-night camp with the kids and my daughter, and I'm supposed to get some bad storms, and I hope they stay away. Anyways, have a blessed night.